Relationship dates back to '06 when I first, when I first came here as a graduate assistant, and I was not his hand-picked graduate assistant, so it didn't start off necessarily on the best of circumstances, but the relationships developed. It's continued to grow, and I think the biggest thing for us is, we have a relationship where we can share each other's opinions, and neither one of us is going to take it personal, which allows and provides some perspective on things. And in some cases, it may not be what you want to hear, but it's something to give thought to. But
Yeah.
I think that, that's really allowed for us to, and having Reese Morgan in there and having Kelvin Bell in there has also, been a big blessing for us defensively, because as as an entire unit, and that's even with the guys that aren't on the field that are in that room, we have such a strong relationship in there that,
Yeah.
and I think our kids see that too.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty, it's a special deal.
How more on the Amani thing? Like, how did that exactly come about? Obviously, it came out for sure after the bye week, after you played Wisconsin, but it seemed like that seed was planted a while back. And how did you finally decide, yeah, we're going to go forward with this plan?
We've actually been talking about that for, I don't know, the better part of 2 years.
Wow. Yeah.
It's been mentioned, and it's, how do we do it within the system that we have, without creating a new system, which is, it's not what you want to do.
Right.
You want your system, you want what your kids know, and then how can you change the personnel? And when Wisconsin ran that 4 vertical concept against us towards the end of the game, that scored a touchdown when Neiman was out there, trying to handle the vertical route by a receiver, we had, if you go back and look at the Rutgers game, it would have been the Rutgers game the previous year. No,
16, yeah.
Rutgers game in 16.
Yeah.
At Rutgers, they ran a vertical concept, and the older Neiman was caught on that vertical route. And fortunately, we got out of that. That could have changed the complexion of the game. The comment was made then, and we've just we've hid behind it, and we've been able to get through it. And then, boy, that was glaring against Wisconsin. And,
Okay.
that's kind of when, conversation was over with. Like, okay, we're going to get this done. We're going to
Yeah.
find a way to make it work.
And
Wish you would have done it earlier, but sometimes you live and learn.
Yeah, and Amani seems like the perfect guy for that, right? I mean, safety, talent,
Yes.
corner, almost like a slot corner in a
Yep.
way.
And
Is that how you see
in
him?
a lot of ways, it's just a nickel, a nickel back or a nickel defensive back, however
Yeah.
you want to describe him. Yeah, I mean, it's you wish those guys were easy to find. Unfortunately, they're not.
Yeah.